I'm Devyn.
I'm Lauren.
And we are the Hobnobbers.
We are, and it's super fun.
Yes.
We came up with our name. It's spelled wrong, we know that. It's spelled like hobby.
Hobnobbers.
Yeah. And we're sitting here and chatting, and we're so glad that you guys decided to stop by and see what we do.
Yeah, I'm really excited. We've actually got some subscribers and people commenting. I'm excited. People are watching us.
And thank you so much for your support and comments and stuff. We are on our fourth episode, which is kind of surprising. We did it. We're sticking with it. We get together every 2 weeks, unless there's a holiday weekend. But
yeah, I do think holidays might cause a little disruption, but that seems to be normal with people who do this.
Yeah.
Life and holidays happen, but we're going to try to stick to every 2 weeks as much as possible to bring you guys awesome, stitchy content.
Which, hopefully we have some good stuff today.
Lauren, I need to address your earrings. What are you wearing?
I have no idea because you got them for me as a gift.
I did get
at a festival somewhere. These are really beautiful metal and enamel earrings, and they
almost look like stained glass.
Yeah, they are like having stained glass on my ears, which I love.
You know, I don't remember what festival I got them from. I might have been Bedford. Bedford Fall Fest is near us, Bedford, Pennsylvania, and they have a really big fall fest. Yeah. And like they closed down the whole street. There's like 2 streets, booths, vendors everywhere. I go to that every year except for probably this year because everything's canceled.
Get some apple butter and some
apple
maple
cider
treats, and it's so good.
There's somebody who goes to that who does their own tea blends, which is really cool. And I still have some. They had a really nice chamomile blend, and I love chamomile tea.
We meant to have some. I'm a big tea drinker, and I have several varieties of tea, and I'm like, we're gonna have tea on the podcast today, and then we didn't.
We're good at things. We're good at all the things.
We're good at all the things, but I mean, it's enough that we're here, we're dressed, we're sitting, we're talking to you. Like, we can only do so much.
I put on a face. I didn't just roll out a tent today.
Yeah. And so it has been 2 weeks since our last podcast, and not much has been going on. It's been pretty hot, pretty disgusting. Staying inside, air conditioning. I talked about on the last episode that I had unfortunately lost my car. So I've been doing a little car shopping, which is a gross, disgusting process that I don't enjoy. I wish you could just go to the supermarket and buy a car.
And didn't have to deal with haggling and just trying not to get screwed over.
Yeah, and also
I don't know if that's really what it's like.
It is a little, there is an amount of that. I don't think too many of the dealerships around here are really super, crazy sales oriented that way. There's a couple fixed price dealerships. But the feeling of, going in, I have a general idea of what I want because I loved my previous car and I want something similar. And then the whole, well, it doesn't, and right now there's kind of a national car shortage because the plants were shut down for a while. So, there's really, and there's no, if I wanted a specific brand of pizza sauce, I could just check a couple other places and probably find that pizza sauce or get it from Amazon. It doesn't really work that way with cars. You're like, I want a car with all-wheel drive. Well, we have 2. Okay, I don't like either of those. Well, you'll have to start this entire process all over again at another place that is going to send you through the same rigmarole, and I'm just like...
And the thing I've heard over and over again is, we'll put you on the list, and we'll call you when we get something
if we see something.
I've been on the list at one of our local dealers for 3 years for Subaru Forester, my dream car, but I've never heard anything. I'm just it's nothing I'm pushing for, so I just am whatever.
Yeah. So, that's been super fun.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I'm trying to stay in the air conditioning. And stitch more.
Yeah. I haven't been up to very much myself. I did go 2 weekends ago, right after the podcast pretty much. I went on this massive, it seemed like a massive hike to me from I walk down our road to the mailboxes and back, and that's me warming up to real walking. And I went on this walk with my dad and my boyfriend, and I'm like, all right, guys, I'm not equipped for a 4 or 5 mile hike. Like, let's take it easy. We ended up walking 4.5 miles.
Yeah, they do that. They sneak that in on you.
It's my dad. He just like, oh, let's go a little further, and like, let's look over here and
I'm
see
sure
where
this trail comes out somewhere.
Yes, he is very much like, we'll just go with this trail. Do you know where it goes? No, we're just going this way. We could always turn around. We walked at this park near us, and it connects to another park. And we walked that whole trail to the other park, thinking that we were going to wind up back in the same park that we started in.
Yeah, that is one of the dangers of Garrett County, Maryland, is we're like 85% state park. We are a lot of forested, awesome state parks.
Yeah.
But they all just kind of run into each other, and you can end up way down the road, and you're like, oh, I didn't know this place had a beach. It doesn't. We've moved to another place.
Yeah, we're in a different park.
We're at a different lake.
And this trail was like, there's enough of a hill that it was a little challenging for me, because I have had a stress fracture in my right foot that does give me problems when I'm walking on uneven ground or walking for a long period of time, especially given my current weight. It causes more problems, which is why I'm trying to work on some things and be a little healthier.
We're all trying.
And one of the things that I did find that helped me was right before we did this walk with my dad, I did buy a new pair of shoes that are super supportive for my arch, which is what caused, not having good enough arch support is what caused me to get a stress fracture.
That is so insane to me, because if people say your shoes are important, like, you should have good shoes, good supportive shoes. But they don't tell you that you can literally break your foot for not having the right shoes.
Well, what happened, this actually happened when I was at Garrett College, is I was in the like health and fitness class, I guess.
Yeah,
gym class. It was like having gym class in high school. And part of it was running. And so I was running in tennis shoes that were supposed to be for running, but they were not supportive enough for my foot, and I didn't know better. And I was running, and I'm like, man, my foot hurts. Man, my foot hurts. And I kept telling, like, you know, the coach every time, like, I would do a lap or something, my foot is, like, bothering me. Like, it hurts to run. I take off my shoe, and my foot is blue. Like, a very light blue and very swollen. And, of course, he's like, you're done. You're not running anymore. And then, long story, what am I trying to say?
Long story short?
Long story short, yeah. That word, that phrase, Jesus. So,
we're on top of it today, guys.
I got an x-ray, and I had a stress fracture, and it was from stupid shoes, but I thought I brought it.
And of course, a stress fracture on your foot, you literally have to be like,
oh my gosh,
off
I
your
was
foot
in
for 3 years.
one of those, like,
you're never healing.
It never heals. So I was in one of those stupid boots. Those like
the balloon boots.
Yeah, for like the rest of my college life. And it's still like, and it was my right foot, so I couldn't drive for a very long time.
Ooh, I didn't think of that. Ooh.
And it has always caused me problems whenever I love walking the state park trails around here, and it's always caused me problems on them. If I'm in better shape, it does obviously cause less of a problem, and if I have better shoes. These really awesome, excuse them, they're a little dirty.
They went on a hike.
They did go on a hike. These are New Balance, and they're the Summit. And we are not sponsored by them, just so y'all know.
But you're like so happy with the
I
shoes.
am so happy. Like, you can see the arch support there. And you can see it on this side, sort of. Like, my finger here is following the line of the arch. So you can kind of see.
So if you have the kind of foot and ankle troubles that we have, because
they're really nice.
Yeah, look for some good shoes.
And they have like, so they look like just a basic tennis shoe.
Yeah, they're
pretty.
But
this is kind of stiffer, so it offers its own amount of support. The only thing for like true hiking that this shoe wouldn't be good for is ankle support. It does not come up high enough to offer the ankle support, but the trails around here aren't
Yeah,
it's not like
we're
doing the PCT
like,
or anything. This is just
you're not hiking
little
the cliffs
hills
of Maine.
Right. So that's my really awesome acquisition.
Yeah.
Non-fiber related.
Sometimes when you find something that's just like, hey guys, this made a huge change for me.
It did.
Maybe you're having a similar problem, or even just like, I'm just too excited, I gotta tell somebody about
Right?
these shoes.
Well, the thing that amazed me is I went from basically couch to walking a 4-mile hike with my dad and my boyfriend in those shoes, and I had no foot pain afterwards.
That's awesome.
Which is crazy. That is not my norm. Like, normally if I start out, like, you know, winter comes, we get a bad enough winter, I don't walk during the winter. Summer comes, I start walking again. First couple of walks are like, ooh, 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 that foot, ooh. But I do not have that with this shoe, so I'm very excited for it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's what I've been doing, is like enjoying breaking in these shoes.
And going for
the
walks,
last 2 weeks. Besides stitchy, crafty stuff.
Well, awesome. I'm super happy that you're able to, because I remember walking those trails with you when we were like super gung-ho about losing weight and being super active. We were going to be best hiking bitches there ever were. And you love that. And I'm there like, they're bugs! They're bugs and they landed on me. But we had a lot of fun back then.
I was all excited to have hiker's thigh.
Like,
I know that's the weirdest thing, but I want powerful legs, guys. I want my legs to be strong and powerful. I don't want like skinny sticks.
Yeah. Well,
but anyway.
to put us on toothpicks would look incredibly strange.
Yes.
So we are a crafty podcast. Outside of shoes, we are a crafty podcast.
Not a hiking podcast. No.
And we are also a Flosstube podcast. So we're gonna show off some stitching stuff and some cross stitch projects. Mm-hmm. And I think you have a finish. So this is the start of Flosstube thing. Hopefully you're interested in.
I don't know what that was.
We're gonna do something.
So I finished my Be Well. Look at that.
That's so cute.
So y'all, this is my first cross stitch finish. I last time you saw this, I hadn't done any of the back stitching, so I didn't have these words, I didn't have the antennas, and like, I don't know if the camera's picking up the outline around the wings, but it looks pretty awesome.
It is very cute.
It's very cute. I have not decided what I'm doing with this. I've talked about doing like a jean patchworky quilt around it and then making it into a tote bag. Mm-hmm. I kind of like the rag quilt style patchy workness, which is where it's all frayed.
That could be really
cute. I like
cute.
that. I don't know how well Aida will hold up to that, but research for later.
That frays pretty nice.
Yeah, it's definitely fraying right here. But yeah, you guys can see my back and see how sloppy I am. Beginner, okay? Be nice.
Backs don't matter.
Yes. So this is my one and only cross stitch finish. This is my first cross stitch finish. I love doing this pattern. It was super easy.
It's super
quick.
cute.
I didn't say who it was by.
It's free from the Blackberry Rabbit's website. She
Yes.
released it for the Stitch and Be Well thing. So it's just a free pattern, and it's a great little beginner builder. Like, learn how to do color changes, 1,000 color changes.
There's so much color in this. Like, if you look at the flowers on this
But that's also
wave.
what makes it so cute, is all the beautiful, colorful flowers.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's my cute little finish. I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you have any finishes?
I don't have any finishes. I was hoping to have a new start, but I don't have that either. I'll talk about that later. But I do have a lot of WIPs and a little bit of haul, but I don't have any finishes because I do big projects.
I have one WIP. Do you want me to go with my WIP or you go?
You go.
Okay. My WIP is... Dun, dun, dun. Look at that. So this is Mario Through the Ages. And this is by GingerSitchAU. Oh yeah, I have my little thread out. So there's going to be a total of 4 Marios here. And it's just like the, like it's going to be the super old Mario here. And it's just showing the growth and progression of the design of Mario. This is for my boyfriend who is in love with retro video games. He is very excited to have an office because he works from home running his own business. And we're going to frame this, and it's going to be part of his office area. He's super excited to have that. Like if he does a conference call, he has his retro game consoles all up on display, and he wants a couple of these retro cross stitches to be a backdrop if he does a conference call.
It's like classing up video game art. I feel like when you stitch it yourself. Ooh, and what's this bag? This is cute.
Oh, I'm not sure who it's by, and I looked for a tag on it earlier. Unfortunately, I can't give them credit, but it is super cute.
Yeah, nice little cross-stitch project bag.
It is. The only thing I don't love about it is it doesn't have a zipper. It's just open top. But it does kind of hold its shape fairly well, so I like that about it. I also really enjoy a bag with handles because I travel a lot, so
and you're
sometimes
person that travels with the work.
Yes, I take my work all over the place. Sometimes it's just across the room, but I like to have a handle to hold it by because sometimes I'm holding a bunch of other stuff, you know.
Yeah.
This is from the Buckwheat Festival, which happens in Kingwood.
It's in
Kingwood, West Virginia.
Kingwood, West Virginia. One of the best festivals around us, and we are so lucky to live where we have so many awesome, especially fall festivals and craft festivals. But the Buckwheat Festival is massive.
Yes.
I don't think it's happening this year, or it's going to be happening on
canceled,
Is it already canceled?
I think.
It is this huge collective of artists, quilters, crafters. Just amazing stuff.
There's so much stuff there. There's
and
somebody
so much
who makes
food. Go get some buckwheat cakes. Ooh,
and
so
they have
good.
rides, and they have cows, which I love cows, so you all know I love cows.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
I wish I could have a cow.
Maybe we'll do if festivals start opening up again. Maybe we'll do a little like kind of capture of our festival goings.
Yeah,
which would be a lot of fun.
I also want to show this off. I'm taking advantage of our thread organization.
Oh yeah.
With our little tags. There's my pineapples. I loved this.
The pineapples are pretty
paper.
awesome.
So, and it has all my labels on the back, so you guys can see my sloppy handwriting. But this has made the cross stitch process a lot easier. Than it was for the Be Well.
It's a lot less stuff laying around.
So I just keep all my cross stitch in this little bag because I only have 2 projects going. I only have 1 project going right now. I just finished the Be Well, so there's not another one. But that's my whip.
Cool beans. Oh, and I have a present for you. I dug through my stash the other night because I was having a bit of a crisis and was digging through stash looking for something that I didn't find. But I did find one of these. So this is, again, I got this when one of our kind of local craft stores went out of business. I grabbed up all their Aida, and this is by Charles Craft, and it is just a napkin, but it is soft Aida cloth.
Is this that one you stitched the
Yeah, it's very similar.
The thing? Oh my gosh.
Yep, it's soft. It's
there's a hole in the bag.
There's a hole in the bag because this thing is
ancient. It's so soft. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I found it. I was like, I know it's just ivory, so it's a nice neutral.
Yeah, I like that it's ivory. I do like that color. Because I've done oatmeal and black now, or no, oatmeal and solid white, so a new shade.
Moving forward. Moving on, getting more and more stuff.
I'm doing a black one soon. That's an upcoming.
Okay, so I have some whips. So this one is one you guys have seen before. I will post a picture of what it looked like the last time you saw it. And I'm getting better at doing the pictures.
Yeah.
And this is by Stoney Creek magazine, and it is their horrific Halloween banner.
I need to hold
and I'm going to hold it closer so you can see the work that I've done this time. So I have gotten,
look at the ghosty ghost.
This ghost completely done. I think the last time I just had a little bit of the ghost and maybe a little bit of the cauldron done.
I love the flame. Look at that.
The flame turned out really nice, and it says witches, spells, and ghostly screams on it. So these flames were a little difficult because, as you can see, they fade up from red to very light yellow, almost white. And I repeatedly flip-flopped the yellows. Repeatedly. To the point where I had to get my sister to keep coming over and tell me if the fade was correct because I couldn't
Was
see
this
it.
shade difficulty?
It was so... It's 726 and 727. They're nearly identical.
Oh.
And so but if you are not a person that struggles, you can tell that the fade is going orange, light yellow, dark yellow, white. And I couldn't make that distinction.
Yeah.
So they keep getting me with the fading. But I am getting way better at it. And I think I posted a picture, but he glows really great. I posted a picture on my... Yeah. He is a glow-in-the-dark ghost, and I put a picture on my Instagram, and it looks amazing.
Let me just hold this up before you hold it up. Look at this. I love it. Also, so you guys can see, this thing is going to be... How many more are left? 4?
3 more.
3?
There's 6 total.
Oh, so there's some new ones coming.
Yep.
Do you know what's next?
I think next is Toad's Breath.
Yes,
and
it's toad!
It's a toad in a big bubbly cauldron with a witch's hat on, I think.
Oh, that's cute.
It's very cute. And this I'm stitching on 28 count Vintage Stormy Night Lugana. That's why it's got that nice modeling to it.
I really like that fabric.
I do too. I'm really pleased with it.
So I had started this one on the Aida that the kit was sold with. Mm-hmm. I think you had the option to get that or Aida. And I got the Aida, and I have regrets.
You have regrets? You want the
I want a Vintage finer. Stormy.
So wait, isn't your Aida Vintage Stormy too?
Yeah, but it's not as nice as that fabric.
It's not, and that's not exactly what I wanted.
Oh, that fabric is nice. It's gonna look awesome.
So next one I have is actually, I'm hoping to maybe have this one finished next time. I've been making really great progress. This is Light by Barbara Anna, who is one of my favorite designers. She's just really great. She does beautiful things. And this is what it looked like last time. Picture. And this is the progress I have made, which is, I think, pretty significant.
My goodness.
Oh, I got a little end I forgot to cut off. Oh, well, you guys will live. So, the box is now complete.
Now you're looking on the little village down here.
Yep, we got the little village and her lantern. All the light on the lantern is done. Can we see that? Can't tell. And I've started on the vine, which is, I love her vines. I think her vines are kind of iconic. But you have to do a lot of color changes because of all the berries. So you go like vine for a little ways, all these berries, because you can't line up your vine properly until you get the berries on there. Because I'm good at that. So,
well, I think on that smaller fabric, like if you were doing this on Aida, it might be easier
on Aida you might be able to make this counts more easily. But yeah, so I'm gonna have that vine probably done by next time you see this. So I'm hoping to have this finished, and I'm thinking about framing it in a round frame. And it is definitely going to be on my winter wall, 100%.
It is super cute. I love that fabric.
Yeah, it's actually, the more I use it, the more I've complained about this fabric a lot when we first started.
It goes with those colors really well.
It goes with the colors really well. It's a nice, color. It's a nice weave. It looks rustic. It feels good. So I have enjoyed it.
We need to get the camera angle down so that it can see your process of folding this.
Fold it so nice.
It's folded so nice and neat.
Little bag because this is the only project bag I have.
Meanwhile, like I didn't even take Mario out of the hoop because I'm bad. Just stuff him in the bag.
And the last one, I'm going to show off a little bit of haul too because I have this beautiful new project bag. How cool is this?
I love this.
Can you tell I'm in a spooky mood lately?
Look at this.
So this was, I was watching Rainbow Cat Stitcher's Flosstube. She's newer Flosstube. I think she's got like 6 episodes out now. And whenever I find somebody that's only got like 6 episodes, I watch all of them. And she mentioned that she found a woman on Facebook that was selling them. And I was like, I don't really use Facebook too much. It drives me crazy, so I stay off it as much as I can. But they had, she kind of linked her, and I found her, and I think I got the exact bag that Rainbow Cat Stitcher got.
Oh, wow.
But
that is super cute.
This fabric, I have to show off this fabric.
Can you guys see these little bags? Look at these
and the skeletons
And like
and everything.
this bat, like, oh, that's cool.
So, and the lace detail. She puts a little detail on all hers that are just so
I love
cute.
that lacy card.
So I had to have it. I got it. It was $25 with shipping, so it was like nothing.
The zipper matches really well.
The quality is great. And it's called She's So Crafty, so SEW. She's _ so crafty.
I see what she did there.
Yeah. And she has makeup bags and all kinds of little bags, and she has tons of fabric. So she doesn't just do spooky Halloween fabric. She does all kinds of Disney. She has a ton of Disney stuff.
Wow.
So check her out. Support her. Buy her bags. They're really great.
And we'll link everything below so that you guys can
absolutely.
find the shops we mentioned.
Yeah. And it wasn't originally intended to hold my new start, but now, because my new start's being a dick, it's holding Halloween Ouija by Tiny Modernist.
Oh, look, you have all that done.
I'll put a picture where it was last time. And I am all the way, I'm going to have to hold this one back here, almost to the bottom. So there's one more square down here that's got a pumpkin in it.
These guys glow.
They do not.
They're not
glowing.
Darn it, we're not using the glow thread anymore.
But I got the sun and moon done.
I love
entirely. And they look really cute. I started on, anytime I have just a little bit of thread left from like doing a frame, I do a star or a bat. I kind of count it out and put a star or a bat. That way my back, I'll show my back here. I've got one star that came down, but I don't want my back to be covered with tons of threads.
She doesn't want it to look like my back, guys.
Well, because this fabric is light colored and you'll see that black thread through it.
Yeah.
It's going to, the black is going to definitely show. But I got several more frames done. I'm almost done with the border. I've got just a little bit more done. And I counted and counted and recounted.
Tell them about that thing you told me you did.
So I should have gridded the fabric, but I was excited and I was excited to start. So instead I took a piece of bright pink string, and every 10 stitches, I would just thread it through the stitch on the top so that I could just see the loops and see like, oh, okay, that's 10, 20, 30, 40. Like this top one is 97 stitches long. And just keeping track of that and counting it individually was too much for me. So every 10, so then I could just count, oh, I have 9 loops and I need 7 on the end. And I could make that really easily. And you know, I counted and double checked myself, but it made that easily.
Not to have the...
Excuse me.
We have a guest.
This is the reason all my stuff is filled with cat hair. This is, I think at one time we had Dusty on the podcast. This is the Beast, the great and powerful Beast. Just got a butt in the face. So she's visiting and checking out what's going on. She's like, oh, I want to be on the YouTubes.
Now the cat is YouTube famous.
Yeah, she is a very good cat. She's just also a bit of a beast. So yeah, I'm making super great progress on that. I am about ready to start the haunted house that's in the middle, and August 1st, this is her Halloween stitch along for this year, and August 1st she releases part 3, which I think are going to be the top and bottom pieces.
I love this idea. I know there are a couple of mystery knit-alongs going on right now.
Yes.
I have not participated in a mystery knit-along ever, but I love seeing Lauren show me the mystery stitch-along. I think that's really exciting.
Get the cat hair off the black strip. This black strip is just covered in cat hair. Ah! It's the house. It's the other day my sister was leaving the house and she had a black t-shirt on and I was like, oh, we gotta like lint roll you. And then we got to the place and I was like, oh my god, I thought we lint rolled. She's like, well, this shirt existed in our house, so it's covered in cat hair.
If it exists, it collects.
And I think those are all my WIPs right
everything
now.
I have for cross stitch.
Yeah, I have a little bit of haul though, so let me go through a little bit of haul. So the first thing is, this is something I ordered back in May. I received it just in the past 2 weeks. I think maybe the day after our last podcast.
Is this the thing that was lost in Russia?
This is the kit I ordered from Lithuania. I ordered it from mybobbins.com. It got to Russia, got to St. Petersburg, where there just was no more tracking on it. I was assured it was moving, but there was no more tracking on it. And mail coming in and out of Europe had been delayed. And now I think its mail coming in and out of the U.S. has been delayed.
Yeah.
Because the U.S. is a madhouse right now. But this is a Reolist kit.
Oh, that's so cute.
This is called, I believe it is called, it's all in Russian on here, of course, but I think it's called like Tea Time or something like that.
Is this summer wall or?
Yeah, oh, look at that. Turquoise, gold, like that's perfect. Maybe I'll move the camera up later. This is my summer wall, so you can see a little bit of turquoise. Yeah, you should do like a little, like
insert a little clip video where you scroll over it.
Oh yeah,
I've seen people do that.
I'm gonna try to do that. There'll be a clip right here. And I originally bought this because Michelle at Michelle's Romantic Tangles, which is another, she's a bit of a Flosstuber. She does knitting. She does come thrift with me videos. She's a pretty great lady. She loves Reolist kits to the point where she's like convinced me that I must try them. And so I searched around. I got this one from mybobbins.com. And they are interesting because they use a wool thread, not a wool thread.
This appeals to me.
Not a cotton thread. And they use lots of shading and building up of things.
Yeah,
and
you can see, like, even around this flower pot and stuff, you can see there's like
they do a lot of like
depth,
exactly. Beautiful depth on their stuff. Very detailed.
Sorry for the crinkle, guys.
Yeah, sorry for the crinkle. I could have opened it up. But she started a Reolist stitch along in February, and had everybody's just. People say like, oh, we shouldn't call them stitch alongs. We should call them start alongs because we all start and then we kind of fade away. But so people have been in and out of that project working on stuff, and I was like, I want one. So in March, I ordered it and I got it in June. So I'll get started on that. That's actually going to be probably a start semi soon. So I'm hoping
that is going to be really cute.
The other bit of haul I have is a digital pattern. I'll start with the one called Miracles Are Always There is what it's called. It is a free pattern by Maria Brovko, I think is how you say her last name. And she is Cute Patterns by Maria on Instagram and on Facebook. And she has a free pattern out right now on her Facebook group. And it is adorable. And so I'm going to show Devynn here, but I'll also put a picture. And it is called Miracles Are Always There. And look at this sucker. It's a little whale in a potion bottle full of sky.
Will this show up on the thing?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, nope.
Not
there will be a picture. There will be a picture.
Wait, if you open it again and I don't touch it, I think we can do this. Look at that.
It is so cute.
That is adorable.
Precious. It's precious she does very cute
Lauren.
stuff. I mean, she's Cute Patterns by Maria, of course.
Can I copy you and do this one too? This is so
absolutely.
neat.
Absolutely.
An orca in the clouds in a potion jar.
Yeah, it's super cute. It'd be super cute for a little girl's bedroom. It would be super cute for anybody that's into magic and mystics.
I have a bedroom.
I
need it.
Pink, whales, oceans. It's just adorable.
That is so cute.
So I'm really happy with that one. She posts every once. She is one of the most generous designers. She posts regularly free stuff, and I have a couple of her free ones. Let's see if I can find another one of hers that I really liked. She did a really cute one of just a cute. I don't want to show off her pattern, but it's a bright blue succulent with rainbow colors. I mean, it's just pretty. She just does these pretty little patterns. They're free on her Facebook page. You can go. She even has a tag to like find all her free stuff. She's really, really wonderful. And the other one I bought is
more haul.
Is the one I wanted to start yesterday. So let me tell you a little bit about my starts. So I have wanted to start this. I have some friends that are getting married in October. They are a wonderful horror geek couple that are getting married on Halloween. So they're doing a full goth Halloween wedding.
And Lauren has the cross stitch theme for them.
And I do. So I asked John, my friend, we play Dungeons and Dragons together. And I have not gotten to meet his wonderful fiance. So I sent him a question. I found these awesome patterns by Avocado Stitchery, and she has them. I'll put a couple of them here. She has them in a lot of portraits. These adorable, they look like a cameo shadow portraits.
Like silhouettes.
Yeah, the silhouette portraits.
Yeah.
And she has them of Jack and Sally. She has them of the Corpse Bride. She has them of Morticia and Gomez Adams, which I was like, you need those. And he's like, well, Beetlejuice is our favorite. So I have the Beetlejuice pattern for Barbara and Adam Maitland in their ghostly form. So you'll see them right there. And was like, yes, this is their present. I'm going to get them. I'm going to do them. I'm going to frame them. And I'll give them, something a little bit for, I was going to do another small gift for each of them. But this would be their main wedding present. So I went to my local needlework shop, which is Four Seasons Stitchery in Grantsville.
We've mentioned the
and was like, oh, it's my favorite place. And was like, I think I'm going to do it. You can see in the picture that she does hers black on white. I was like, I'm going to be creative, and I'm going to reverse that, and I'm going to do white on black.
So white thread on black.
White thread on black fabric. So I bought everything I wanted for it, sat down, and was going to stitch it, and I was going to stitch it on 28 count black fabric, 1/2.
What does that mean?
So using one thread over 2 holes. So,
so you make your X's a little bigger.
Make my X's a little bigger. So it would look roughly like 14 count Aida when it was done.
Okay.
And then I was literally sitting down and putting it together, and a friend was over to visit last night, and she's like, how big is that going to be? And I was like, oh, but pretty decent size. I think they're going to be like 13 by 16, and there's 2 of them. And she's like, and they live in an apartment? And I was like, space could be an issue. She's like, maybe consider making it smaller. And I was like, okay, I'll do it 1/1. I have the ability. I can make all the X's smaller. It looked terrible. I was like, I don't understand why this looks so bad. I could not figure out why it looked so bad. I don't know if it was because the black fabric, it's very hard to see on black fabric. We all know that. But then trying to also stitch it very small, I don't know. It just wasn't looking the way I wanted to look. But I completely understood what she was saying. I couldn't make it as big as I had intended.
Yeah.
So I tried a couple other things, looked through my stash to see if I could find fabric that would be usable. Didn't have anything because I don't have a huge stash. And I literally would walk by. It was in the Q-snap. It was all ready to go. It had like 7 or 8 stitches that looked terrible in it. And I would walk by as I'm like trying to find solutions and just yell at it. I was just like, I am very upset with you right now. Because I wanted to start it. I want it done for them. I was excited to work on the pattern. And it wasn't working out, and I couldn't make it work out.
So what do you think your solution is?
I think my solution is either to find a higher count or a lower count black fabric. So like an 18 count black fabric. Or to do it as intended and do black on white. Either way, I need to go buy more fabric. So I'm going this afternoon to find some because we'll stop by the stitching place on the way to go look at cars. But so that was my like whole, and I want to know, do you guys ever do that? You're like, you think you're making good moves.
Yes.
And then you sit down with it and you're just like, what the,
Yes.
It's not doing the thing. I noticed it's getting darker. We will turn on some lights here in a second. It is.
Yeah, I have absolutely done that with knitting. I'm actually going to talk about that when we get to the knitting section because I reworked a piece because color choices, man. We talked about it a lot in our last episode. What am I saying? In our last episode, we talked about good color choices. You can use all the tools in the world and still like kind of work it up and be like, not loving it.
No, not happy about it. The other thing I did was I wanted to use a fancy floss, and the floss I bought is
too fancy.
It's too heavy for 28 count. It was DMC Pearl Cotton number 5, which is just a little too thick for a 28 count fabric. So
what would it work with? Because I don't know anything.
14 count Aida, it would look fantastic.
Oh, okay.
Even like 16 count Aida, it would probably look really great, but it's just a little too thick.
Okay.
For what I was doing. So, but I had DMC white and black, so no big deal.
But I have some really awesome cheap GP coats. I have some black and white GP coats.
So yeah, I think that's all the cross stitch we have. We had a little bit of stuff going on, but other than that, I think that's everything.
Yeah, that's everything I have.
All right.
I'm all time to wrap this one up.
Woohoo! All right, we're gonna move on to yarny crafts. So we have some yarny stuff, and you have weird news.
I do. So I was gifted by some very generous friends 3 bags of wool, of specifically alpaca wool. It is raw fleeces from the alpacas. They have 2 animals, so I have a white and a brown. I'm playing with my toy. Okay. She takes my toy away. So I
get to play with it.
am learning how to spin, and I'm pretty excited about this. So I don't know anything about spinning. Like, I know what I've seen other podcasters talk about, and they show their beautiful hand spun yarn, and I'm like, oh, that looks great. How do you do that?
Right.
I know there's a spinning wheel and a drop spindle. So what I did was I've started kind of doing a little bit of research online. I've been looking, like different websites, YouTube, and I actually reached out to a Spinners and Weavers group on Facebook. And from that group, a woman has reached out to me. I talked to her on Friday. We talked about, she answered a couple of my questions about just generally how to get started. What do I need to do to process the alpaca before I can spin it? I mean, I've heard that you need to wash and card stuff, but I didn't really know what that means. So here I am learning and sharing. I have the 2 bags of wool are unwashed. They've literally cut it off the animal and gave it to me. The shearer was nice enough to separate out. There's a higher quality, I guess, the blanket of the alpaca, and then there's the second cuts. So I have 2 bags of seconds and 2 bags of, half bags each of the blankets from the 2 alpacas. So I'm working through the process of washing, and I'll tell you what that entails.
It sounds like it.
So,
she was like, I was going to bring some, but it's soaking wet still.
Yeah, so I just started washing it yesterday because I talked to the woman from the Facebook group. Her name is Nancy, and she's awesome for sharing her knowledge with me. She is just going to call me. We're going to do Skype once a week and kind of talk about what's going on, what am I doing, how am I feeling about stuff. For now, She told me, generally I don't have to wash the alpaca, but I can. Some people do it before or after they spin. I'm actually choosing to test it. So I'm trying washing some. I'm washing the white, and I think I might not wash the brown fleece. And I might spin them.
You have 2 different colors.
I did. I got 2 different alpacas. There's a white alpaca and a brown alpaca. So I'm
very lucky.
I am very lucky. It was very generous friends who gifted this fleece to me. They are hobby farmers. They only have 2 animals. Third now, they had a baby this year. And they just raise the animals and they shear them, but they don't know what to do with the wool. And I said, I would love to learn to spin. And then I was gifted bags of alpaca. So now here I am learning how to spin. Learning how to process it first though. So like I said, I'm starting by washing the wool, and I'm going to try washing a white alpaca and not washing the brown and see which method I like better. To wash it, you use I'm using lingerie bags. You put the wool in there, no agitation, do it by hand. I do just I block my knitwear. So I have a giant mixing bowl that I got from a bakery when it went out of business. And I just fill it up with, I'm using the hottest my water can do, and I'm actually using a meat thermometer to test the temperature, because if you do it in hot and then transfer it to cold, you're going to felt it, and we want to avoid that. So my water gets up to about 100 degrees at the hottest setting, so I'm setting it in the 100 degrees with a little bit of Dawn dish soap, sits for 20 minutes, and then that comes out completely brown. It's so dirty. Alpacas are, they're not like rolling in mud, they're rolling in dry dirt. It's like a part of their like hygiene habit. So the fleece is
they're just dusty.
They're dusty. They're so dusty.
Dusty creatures.
And the woman I talked to, she said a lot of the dust will come out if I card or when I wash. Like she really like said it's up to me, and it kind of seems the general like answer to all spinning questions is it's up to you.
But there's lots of solutions. It's gonna work out. There's lots of options.
So I'm just trying a couple different methods to see what works best for me. I don't have a huge drying space. I'm using my, I have a set of blocking mats. I don't remember the brand or anything, but I can link them below. They're from Amazon. And I'm just using those to dry the fleece on. I'm hoping that works. A lot of people dry it outside on tarps, but I live in the woods and there's all kinds of creatures who would just come pack crap off.
It's been rainy here too.
It has been very rainy. So I just have a small table set up with the blocking mats on it and the wool's laid out on that, and there's fans on it to help dry it. It took 3 to 4 rinses for each batch of wool that I did. I am not yet through any single bag. Like I have one whole bag of white, and that's the second cuts. And I started with that in case I felted it. I wanted to felt the seconds and not felt the alpaca, like nice
the good stuff, yeah.
blanket part of the alpaca. So it seems like my washing method is not felting anything. So yay, learned how to wash alpaca wool.
I feel like we're like starting a journey with you. Like
it is. I'm really excited to share it. I know like so little. I wanted to go to the Maryland Sheep and Wool Fest, and I was hoping to learn some stuff there because I actually got the fiber like 3 months ago, like, at the beginning of spring, and of course everything got canceled. So haven't been able to learn in person from anyone. But I'm really excited to have Nancy do Skype with me to help teach me some of those tips and tricks. And we're going to start with a drop spindle. There's nowhere near us that is going to sell a drop spindle. No. There's no spinner weaver. The nearest yarn shop is 45 minutes away, and she does not carry spinning supplies. So
there is a woman that does weaving at the Artisan Village. Would she maybe have some?
Maybe she'll know. I'm connecting with anyone locally who can maybe help me out. I'm trying not to buy a wheel right off the bat because they are.
Yeah, you were like, I'm looking for a wheel, and I'm like, oh dear, we've advanced.
Well, there are people who have bought wheels for like $60, used gently from trusted sellers, and they're able to get a wheel that will work for them. I'm not sure if I'll be that lucky, but I have my eye out there. I'm looking on like the Facebook Marketplace. I've looked on Craigslist a little. I've also looked like directly on the websites, and that's scary because I'm not ready. You know, I have a fleece that was gifted to me. I don't know anything about spinning, so I don't even know if I will be like very good at this, good enough to be worth investing in a very expensive wheel. So I'm going to start with the drop spindle. I went to a thrift store who carries odd supplies near us in search of a drop spindle, and I found this. He didn't know what this was. I think, and I might be saying the word wrong, but I think it's a pern or some sort of like bobbin. It definitely has a hole through it, and it looks like these ridges are where you would wrap the thread around. It is not a drop spindle, but
a large cone for like industrial.
I think so. I think it's industrial sort of machinery.
Like industrial from like the 20s and before, but still.
Yeah.
Like, still, that is really awesome.
I'm excited to have this piece, even if I don't use it in my spinning journey. I collect weird old furniture, especially wood stuff, so I have like a...
And if it's part of your spinning journey, it is a cool accessory to just have and talk about.
Yeah, it's just a cool little thing. And if you know, like, what this thing is more specifically than what I have learned in my short bit of research, I literally bought this last night.
From the end, because there's a little... Yeah, there's a specific, obviously, like it fitted on somewhere.
Yeah.
And then would spin.
So if you all know what this is or anything, like what it might be, send your suggestions.
Yeah.
I am hoping to use this to decorate my little crafty area that I'm getting. Not a whole room. I'm getting a wall in a room.
Getting a crafty wall.
Yes, I'm... Right now I use a wooden baby changing table as my yarn rack, and it works great. And then I have a sewing table that I use to wind my yarn, and I'm moving those two pieces of furniture out of our bedroom and into our spare room, because we're deconstructing the spare room bed, and I'm very excited about that.
Little extra room.
Little extra room and space. So my boyfriend's getting 3 walls in that room for him in his office, and I get 1 wall for my craftiness.
Well, that's nice.
So it's nice, and it frees up some space in the bedroom. I'm trying to work in where my work from home office is going to go.
Right.
Been a challenge during all this quarantine.
It's definitely been interesting and different.
It has been. You were lucky enough to already be working from home,
I was
so you already had a
home.
setup when this started.
But even then, like, just my crafting has definitely started taking up more room, and you can only take up so much communal space.
Yes.
Before you're like starting to annoy people.
Mm-hmm.
So having like dedicated space, this is where it goes. I'm not in your way.
And spinning is gonna take up some space because I need to have like a big basket of wool, I think. And I'm hoping to get some of this alpaca wool. Part of the reason I'm starting on it now is one, I've seen a couple other people starting, and I'm like, oh, I need to join their journey.
Must be the time.
Stitch Mischief, if you follow her, she's on Instagram, and I've been following her for a while, and she is also washing her alpaca wool right now.
So you guys are like...
I talked to her yesterday. I sent her a message on Instagram, and I said, I'm so excited that you're doing this. You've inspired me to get started, and... So we are both talking about the spinning process and just the stuff
prep.
we're learning, because there's a lot to learn here. It's a lot more than knitting, I think, because there's a lot more hands involved in spinning. With knitting, you still have to do the same stitches. Whereas spinning, you can use like a multitude. Some people make their own wheels. Like, there are homemade wheels. You don't have to buy a store-bought wheel.
I think there's also, with knitting, the worst thing that can happen is you screw up and have to start over. The worst thing that can happen for spinning is you ruin the material and you can't do anything with it.
I think so.
There's like a lot more, there's a more, not pressure, but there's more like, you know, there's more to be aware of, so you've got to come in with a little knowledge. You can't just wing it and see what happens.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm getting a couple of lessons from Nancy, and I'm very excited to start those. I'm meeting with her Thursday. We're going to do a Skype meeting to get started. Woohoo!
Well, if you'll have updates for us.
Yes, I plan on sharing whatever I learn along this journey right here. So follow along if you're interested in learning spinning, because I am here for you guys.
What else we got?
I have crochet.
Oh, I have some crochet too.
I have a crochet. I wanted to call this finished, but I'm not happy with everything about it. So you guys have seen
close.
You guys have seen this one before. This is the wall hanging I talked about. So I have shown these squares quite a few times.
So pretty.
They're so pretty. And this is the copper rod that Lauren's dad was able to get for me. So what I don't love about this is see my tips of my triangles are stretching, or my squares, but shapes are shapes, okay? So they're stretching from the weight of the entire hanging. So what I'm going to do to hopefully help a little bit is I'm going to try to use the yellow yarn and to do a chain across here, and then pull this up higher so that every chain is looping around this, so it's bearing the weight a little more evenly instead of on 3 singular points.
Yeah, I think that'll definitely help.
And I'm hoping that will help. And then I just talked to Lauren. I think I'm going to add tassels that dangle from each of these points.
That's going to be so cute.
It is going to be cute. And it's going to go in my new wall, my new yarn space. So I'm hoping to have my wooden baby changing table, my sewing table, a big basket for my spinning wool, and that'll be my spinning area. Spinning / yarn winding / sewing area. And then I'm going to have this on the wall, along with a few other things that I have, that maybe some cross stitch. Not the Mario stuff. The Mario stuff goes on the boyfriend side.
That is really cute. What's the name of that pattern again?
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. This is the Daisy Travel Blanket Square. I think I said that in the right order.
I think so. I checked the notes.
And it's by Color and Creme. It is a free pattern. I found it on Ravelry, but if you just Google it, you can get to their website. And it was very easy to follow. I'm also a beginner crocheter, so this is probably the first start to finish that I've really done other than a dishcloth. So I'm really excited about this.
Very pretty.
And I did a zipper stitch, slip stitch join. And I'll link the tutorial that I followed because I found her extremely helpful for how to deal with the intersections. You do a single chain right there to help you, and also how to hold your yarn so your yarn always stays behind, so it's all back here and not on the front, because your stitches will look weird if you try to do it the other way. I found her extremely useful for how to do that. Also, I'd like to talk about a little mistake that I made. This square, I realized after blocking it, I was like, this one's not quite coming out to measurement. And then I counted the petals on this, and it's 1 petal short. They're all supposed to have 12 petals, and this one has 11, so it's a little short. But had I not told you that, I don't think you could notice.
No.
So I just left it. Whatever. That's a whole lot of work to undo.
No.
So
it is very pretty.
That is my crochet. That's all I have for crochet. I haven't worked on anything else.
Well, I have a couple pieces of crochet, and I'm going to have to stretch a little bit. I should have brought it a little closer here, but hang on a second here. So I thought I'd give everybody a blanket update. It's just going to be a small one because the blanket it's hard to see. It's hard to be updated on.
Well, and it's been a while since we've seen it.
It has been a while. It is now big enough that when I work on it, it completely covers my feet all the way up to my chest. It is a full throw.
It looks so
and it's
cozy.
not even halfway done. It's going to be very big.
It's looking great.
So the last time you saw it, we're not gonna open it all the way up because
you don't want to unfold the piece?
It'll covered in cat hair immediately. I was down here in this this kind of wheel area. So all of this up here is new. And
look at those stitches.
It's very pretty.
It is.
So I've got some mountain stitches. I've got another row of these nice
Now, have you added any new colors?
Actually, hang on. I've got it inside out. I just realized because the bubbles are not bubbling.
We're showing the back of the work. We're good at this.
That's fine. No big deal. So we've gotten into the high 80s now. So
just this piece open.
Yeah.
If you hold that.
I can hold that.
And then I can hold the bobbles up.
There we go.
Look at those bobbles. So this is the correct side, guys.
Yeah, there you go. So we're up into the 80s, the high 70s, and high 80s. We're about to hit, we have hit 90 one day. So this, my high colors, don't ask me why, are, so the yellow and green area are the 70s, the purple, no, high 60s, low 70s, purple and red are low 70s, low 80s, and this dark gray is high 80s. So we have, this gray is coming up more and more as we continue this sweltering summer. And I just picked charcoal because I thought I needed a neutral up in this area. And so that's what I do when I'm like hitting a higher and higher temperature. I'm just picking a color that I think looks good with the area I'm in right now.
Well, and when you started this, you hadn't gone above 90?
When I started, I planned out to 70, I think.
Okay, so
because
that's
we
where
started in January, and I was like, okay, that gives me time. I'll know what 70 is gonna be here.
And time to like spread out the cost, because this blanket has a lot of yarn in it. So it gives you time to buy. So tell me about your yarn choices. Like, not the colors, but like, why did you choose this yarn?
So I chose Cascade 220 Sport. I needed a DK weight. I knew I needed that, so I picked their Sport. And Cascade is a really nice wool yarn. It's not an acrylic. It holds up really nice. It's soft, and every review I've ever read of it is this yarn is like the favorite yarn for.
It's a workhorse.
It's a workhorse yarn. It'll hold up to being a blanket. It'll hold up to being washed and worn, and you know, with the animals on it, and the, you know, if it's going on a bed or the couch, it's gonna be, you know, people are gonna not treat it super kindly. It's gonna be used. Yeah. And so I knew I wanted a yarn that would hold up to it. I knew I wanted a yarn that the lot colors wouldn't matter, because I knew I'd be buying it in batches.
Yes.
I knew I wanted a yarn that I could find again. Like, if I needed more turtle, I could go find more turtle.
Right. Like if what you did, where you bought only up to 70 degrees, you knew that, you know, come June, when you need to start looking at up in the 90s, that you would be able to reliably find
Another color.
The other colors in this, and that this yarn's not going anywhere. So that is a good stable yarn to use. And
they also had a really good number of color choices.
Yes.
So for the, it's also, I mean, it's a consideration we all have to make. Price. This yarn is $4 a skein. You can't beat that. If I'm going to be putting, I mean, right now, I think I have purchased 42 skeins.
Oh my gosh. I had no idea. 42 skeins? Oh my.
Skeins. Now, there are some in there that haven't been put into the blanket yet, but they're going to be. Like, they're not colors I'm like, oh, I'm never going to get back to that color. I have, like, you know, one or two of the really cold colors, but we're going to get down to 40 degrees as soon as November comes around.
The year's not over. We're going to get cold. October, November.
I have 42 skeins, which, I mean, do the math. Like, you can't buy $30 skeins for this blanket.
Yes.
Also, again, this blanket's going to be whipped around, and animals are going to be on it, and people are going to be, you know, yanking it.
Yeah, you want something.
You don't want a nice yarn that you're going to be like, oh, don't touch my blanket, please. There's $1,000 worth of yarn in there. Yeah. So, and I have been super happy with Cascade. There's a reason it's #1 rated in a lot of websites. So, yeah. So that's the blanket. It's coming along. It's ginormous, and it's so pretty, and I love it.
Yeah. I think it's looking extremely like Southwest style.
Yeah. The kind of like.
We are unfolding it.
So the like darker colors down here, where it's like, you know, browns and greens and everything, and then it gets into oranges and yellows, and now it's getting into yellows and purples. Like, it's like a sunset. Yeah, it's not unfolding in any good way, but it's beautiful. It's just like, even no matter how you hold it, it's pretty. The blues and whites down here at the bottom.
Yeah, look at that.
We're not just covered in blanket.
We're just dying in blanket, but look at these colors. They're love so
pretty. Yeah. So I've been really happy. I like the randomness of it. This is the As We Go stripey blanket by Not Your Average Crochet, and I'm following her pattern exactly. I'm going to repeat the pattern about 3 times. So you can tell I'm like massively extending the size of this pattern. And it's wonderful. The colors are random. The pattern feels random. It feels special.
Now, is this a pattern that people use a lot for the temperature blanket? Because I know that's like a trendy blanket to do.
I have not seen it used too much as a temperature blanket. I have not. It's
what
kind
do
of
people usually do? Do you do like granny squares or something?
Some people do granny squares. Granny squares are pretty popular because you can get a square for each day and then it, fades. If you're like doing the really traditional, it's a double crochet, just straight up. So you can see every row is nice and even and you can see the fade.
I like this texture.
I like this texture. I think it's great as a temperature blanket. I think it's super fun. But you can do for a temperature blanket anything that has defined spaces, defined rows, defined squares, as long as you're not doing, even like I've seen people do the zigzag rows, that's fine. It looks great. It looks amazing. So
I really love this stitch pattern. Like, look at these mountains.
Yeah, mountains and baubles, and the wheels are really fun. These kind of Catherine's wheels ones are really fun. And then
I love it when the Catherine wheels have been like yellow or orange. Like here, you guys can see it's like so sunsetty.
And it's got some granny stitches and like lots of fun stuff.
It's a good stitch sampler. So did you learn anything new on this blanket?
I learned more about blanket making than stitches, actually, like keeping my edges semi straight and even so that I can put a border on them nice and neatly, because some of these stitches tighten you up and some of them don't. Some of them are very loose. And so keeping not even a consistent, like a consistent tension, an inconsistent tension to make up for the stitches that I'm doing.
Yes.
So to have that flexibility is something I've definitely learned. And weaving in ends. I've learned about weaving in ends. Finishing, damn you. Also just like planning for something this like, these stitches are not hard, but they're kind of complex, and you've got to constantly be counting your stitches and constantly be planning if you've made a mistake, and that's a lot of learning right there, I think. But yeah, it's turning out really nice. I'm really happy with it.
I've never made anything big with crochet. This is
my first. I've done some baby blankets. This is my first full size blanket.
Well, I mean, it is looking great. This is going to look so nice on a bed or something.
Look how cozy we are.
Yeah, cozy. We just keep this blanket on us for the rest of the podcast.
We might have to, because I don't know how we're going to fold it up neatly while we're here. And then my other whip is, I talked to you guys about I was going to start a hanger for the lapel pins. And I did that. So this is Tulips by Tamara. I gotta look at her name up. Tamara Gonza. I found it on Ravelry. She's a Russian designer, and then somebody translated her pattern for her. And it is, I'll put a picture here of what it's gonna look like. It is beautiful. It's beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
So I have made some progress. It is. Hold on to that for me.
I'll come with you.
So let me hold this out here.
Look at that.
So
you can see that texture. That looks so nice.
Yeah, it has a lot of. I'm over here doing some.
Oh, look,
petals
you're doing
on the
some
edge.
things.
And so yeah, you can totally see the texture. So this pattern is a lot of fun, but it is not a pattern I can do and watch TV. It's not a pattern I can do and listen to a podcast. It requires my full attention.
It looks like it. This looks tough.
It is a lot of layering. So you work in the front, and then you work in the back, and then you go behind stitches, and you go...
look at that, guys. I mean, just look at all that texture, and like I can feel, but you can see, like, this is built on top, like,
yeah, you're flipping your stitches up to make those ridges.
This is built on top, like, you can just see all that nice texture.
It's gonna be really beautiful especially when it's all pulled out and blocked really nicely. It's curling a little bit right now.
Yeah.
But it's all, it's standard stitches. That's the great thing about crochet is your single crochet, double crochet. I think the biggest one she uses is a treble. But she's using them in interesting ways. She goes behind stitches. She does front post and back post. She does, she moves down several rows and works behind or in front of something. So it's going to be really pretty. It's definitely not a beginner pattern.
How long did it take you to get this far?
That is 2 nights of work.
2 nights of work.
2 nights of work of sitting there in silence, like of me telling Sarah, shut up. I'm working on something right now, and then I'll be like, okay, this one is just single crochet around to build up some space.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can talk to me now. But then I'll be like, okay, hang on, I got to figure this out.
Oh yeah.
But the instructions, she has them available as a PDF download for free because she's amazing. Have pictures as you go of what it should look like.
I love
that. She has gridded it as well. By hand, so it's not like a super neat grid, but it's super readable. It has written instructions. It has stitch descriptions.
Look at this little leaf. It's like a leaf looking thing. I mean, this is just, I'm amazed. I am just.
One issue I'm having, this is being done on number 10 crochet thread. This is Clark's. I got this, I can't remember where I got it, but I have like several of these balls.
Is this one of those things your aunt brought you?
Probably,
from the yard
or
sale?
I found them at an estate sale or a flea market. It's very pretty. It's in this ivory color, which I picked so that you could see all the stitching. I didn't want something dark that you couldn't see the stitching on. And when I put the pins on it, it'll stand out nicely. But I'm having trouble with the yarn twisting as I work it, with the thread twisting.
Yes.
So I need to get a yarn pet really bad.
What is that?
It is a thing you put the ball on it like this. And so when you pull your thread off, it spins the ball of yarn.
You just need to borrow Sarah's finger the whole time you're working on this.
Versus right now, it's coming off the top like this.
So it's winding.
It is doing that immediately.
It's okay.
And the more I work it, the tighter it winds. And then I've got to stop and hang my work from the bottom and let it unspin for a while.
Oh.
And then I work another 10 or 15 stitches and stop and spin it out.
So, like, are those, like, common items around? I don't even know.
I have not seen one, but we don't have a good yarn specialty accessory, or, a place that sells yarn accessories. Like, even the one yarn shop we have that's 45 minutes away doesn't even have a ball winder available. They have one, they'll wind it for you, but you can't buy your own there. So this is similar, like a similar accessory, like a ball winder, that it's like, it'll make life easier. It's good to have one of your own, but I'd have to purchase it probably on Amazon or something like that. Or if festivals are up and running, maybe you'll find one.
Yeah, I think I have seen those at Fiberfest.
Yeah.
I've been to 2, and I'm pretty sure I've seen them around.
I could also we have, because we're in the mountains and the woods, we have a couple of local artisans that work with wood.
Wood turners.
I might be able to get somebody to make me, it's just, you need a weighted block, you need a spindle, and you need a thing that keeps pulling the thread out.
You need a lazy Susan.
Yeah, and so I could just...
a lazy Susan for yarn.
I could just ask them if that's something they could do. So maybe we'll do that, but I need something like that. But that is coming along really nicely. I'm really happy with it. It's probably not going to be finished next time you guys see it, but shouldn't be months and months of work.
I think that looks awesome. I'm so amazed. So that's going to go in a big
it's going to go in a quilter size embroidery hoop,
Okay.
so about 15 inches. And it'll be displayed here, probably right over there in my living room.
Ooh.
So it'll look really nice.
You need to bring those lapel pins so we can show them.
Oh, I could actually get some real quick if you guys are willing to hold my blanket.
Hang on.
Hang on, they're right over here. I found them.
I'm just going to hold this up. I'll entertain you guys with, like, look at this. I know you already saw it, but it's so cool. I love this blanket. I'm so cozy.
So we'll probably have the blanket out again when I'm done in another month. So this is my box of lapel pins. So as you can see, some of them are beautifully hand painted.
So they're just like, hang on. Look at that.
I mean, some of them are just like...
It's not focusing on them, it's focusing on our faces. Maybe if I
hide my face.
Did that help? I don't know if that helped.
I think do you have to do one of these moves where you like put your hand up?
I don't know how things work.
I don't either. There we go. So that's one. It's pretty.
Oh, that's sparkly.
It's pretty sparkles.
Oh, bring out that leaf. Oh, look at that gold thing.
This one is a lily of the valley that she had.
Oh my goodness.
Gold.
So I didn't realize that this is what a lapel pin is. It's just like a big pin.
Yeah, they're like huge pins. This one is a carved wooden
Santa
moon.
Santa moon.
Isn't that pretty?
Acorn. Bring an acorn.
This one's dusty. This one is just a plastic one that she probably got from one of her students, but it's like
But
a
I
little
like
acorn.
it. That is so cool.
So pretty. This one is a hand embroidered one. I can't remember where she got this one. But
Oh, I need to see that when you're done showing them.
There you go.
Oh my goodness! Look at those little tiny stitches.
This one is definitely one that I remember one of her students making. This is one that made of clay, and it's just clay pieces when they're painted, and it's so pretty. And then this is the one I was talking about the one time that I remember her specifically wearing with her lavender suit. Like, that one's so pretty.
Oh, that is cute.
But she's got like, this one's just
Oh, that's pretty.
a rose.
I like that one.
So, I mean, they're very pretty, and they'll look pretty on that ivory thread, and they will be really, it's a little, digging through here, little basket full of hearts for Valentine's Day. There's a lot of seasonal ones. What's another one that's like, this one.
She has a big box of
I have a big box that I'm digging through here. There's like an American flag. This one's cute. It's a little bird in a nest with some pearl eggs.
Oh, that's cute.
Like, they're very cute. They're very cute. Oh, here's another hand-painted one. The little... I'm not positive about this one. This one's like a little jester guy dancing.
Huh.
And there's a moon and a bucket of water. It's obviously Christmas themed. He's wearing a little Christmas hat. You can't see it, but yeah, very cute.
This is so cool.
Yeah. And then she's got like, let me find, oh, this one's kind of, I know these are all like glass or something, but they're like, look at that. Like, that's a heck of a pin. But then she's got like this one that's like just a little plastic thing from the dollar store that I know is a gift, but she would definitely wear. So yeah, so some very pretty ones. And so
I've collected a few of these.
yeah,
I didn't know that this is what a lapel pin is. I don't know things.
this is a little sheepin
A
covered in
sheepin'.
pearl wools.
Little sheepin.
So-
Little lamb.
Yeah.
I have a few that I have a plan that I have not followed through on, where I want to knit a hat and pin one to.
That would be very cute.
I have this book where there's a few hats that are decorated with them, and I found one on like at a thrift store. It's like a little fan of like feathers.
Ooh.
And then it pinches in, and then it has like little feathery ends, and it's all silver. And I think
That sounds like a
great.
flapper pin.
It would look great on a little hat.
Yes.
And it is like this. It's probably like this big.
It's big enough to be noticeable in a hat.
Yes.
Yeah. That would be super cute.
I need to knit a stiffer hat, a very stiff hat to
Yeah.
be substantial behind it. Probably not fingeringly.
Yeah, maybe not something that's lousy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is going to be cool.
That's going to
Lauren.
be really cute.
That is cool. And I learned something.
What's that?
What
Oh,
a
about
lapel
what a
pin
lapel
is.
pin looks like. Yeah.
You talked about it, and I'm like, what is she talking? Like, I have no
You're like,
idea.
lapel pins, and then
Uh-huh.
you're like, oh, these. Now
Oh,
I know what
these
you're talking.
things.
I've been faking it this whole time.
I have been, guys.
I do that all the time. So you got some knitting stuff?
I do have some knitting. So, guys, ready to talk about the knitting? Gotta get it out of my bag here. So, I've mentioned this bag every podcast, but this is my Fat Squirrel Speaks National Parks bag.
I do love those national parks posters.
There are cross stitches like this that I'm interested
I
in.
know.
So
I there's one I have bookmarked that says visit Mordor, and it's like a tourism thing for
that's cute. Oh, that's cute. Have to look into that. But here is my Stephen West shawl so far. Might be going up too far. So, I'm showing you the wrong side. Let me show you the correct side. I'm not even attached to yarn balls right now. I can't believe I did that. So you can see that gold a little better. It's my border.
It's very pretty.
So,
Here's the Stephen West shawl. What's supposed to going to be looking like?
I have knit this twice. Actually, this far, twice. I had knit this once with a black border, and I had the green, the gold, the pink, and the green instead of this gray as my swoop-de-doos. Swoop-de-doos. So this shawl is Exploration Station by Stephen West, and I used a lot of tools to decide on my colors, and I had the right colors, but I had them in the wrong order. And sometimes you just need to knit a little to make a decision.
Yeah.
And
you need to stitch a couple stitches and say, I hate this.
Well, I mean, half a shawl. This has a total of 6 wedges, and this is the 5th one finished, which is as far as I got before, with a black border here instead of this gold. And then I just kept looking at it, and I'm like, I don't love this. I don't love this. And then I dropped a stitch on the I-cord edge. So I pulled back and I tried to fix it, and I just kept chasing my drop stitch around, and I was getting really mad, and I didn't like my colors, and I just took my whole project, you guys, and I know I look cute and sweet, but I threw it across the porch. I was on our front porch and I just said, screw it.
She-Hulk.
And I threw it across the porch, and I told Jason, I'm like, I don't want to look at that, and I walked away. I just went upstairs.
Just left it on the porch.
I left it on the porch. I was so mad because, like, this is a lot of knitting, and I had done this much and had to basically, I had ripped back all this green. I was to this gold, and I just couldn't get my I-cord edge to look right. What I had done was twisted a stitch. I had done 2 things. One, where these ends are in my bag, I had cut one of my ends too short, and it had worked a stitch out because I didn't leave a long enough tail. It was probably only like this long.
You were still used to the wool that's so grippy.
The grippy wool. And it had worked itself out in my bag, and I was very upset. And I had caught it, but I had twisted the I-cord edge somehow, and I just said, done. I don't love the colors. This is aggravating. I'm done. So it sat on hold for a couple of days while I recouped, got myself together, and said, let's give this another try. Because I love this pattern. The Exploration Station, if you go to the hashtag on Instagram, oh my God, there's some really great color combinations, and I love my colors. I know they look pretty nice together.
They look very nice together.
I love the gold especially, and I just kept looking at it, I'm like, the black is not doing it justice, and this right now, this gray is the only gray I have in stash, and I didn't want to buy yarn. This project is particularly to help me use up some yarn. So I was just trying to look at what I had, and I'm like, the gold, duh, the gold. Gold is basically a neutral. What am I doing? So tried it with the gold, and I love it. I also love, like, you can see just from me tossing it around, playing with it, that it's got a really nice loose drape. When you get the pattern, there's a link in it that will take you to a tutorial by Stephen West himself, which is kind of awesome. And he shows you how to work through this wedge area. It was a little confusing, but I got through it just fine the first time and the second time. He does give you a couple, like, be very loose at this edge so it doesn't curl, and I feel like if you look at my needles relaxed, my edge seems to be pretty loose. I think I'm doing okay.
I think you did okay, yeah.
I have knit another, this is going to be a crescent shaped shawl, I believe, and I've knit one other, and my edge is all screwed up on it, and it is stockinette stitch, and because I screwed up the edge, the shawl, I have not shown that shawl on this podcast because it is a shame. The shawl, like, curls like this, and, like, I stretch it out, and I'll wear it for a little bit, and it just curls up on itself, and I'm like, this is sad because it was a lot of knitting.
I've ever seen this shawl.
This one?
No, the shawl you're talking about that curls
You
up.
have not, because I hadn't blocked it when we started podcasting, and then I did block it, hoping that the edge would come out. That's just because there's a pink tail.
Yeah, gotcha. I'm just looking at you're beautiful. I mean, this is beautiful.
I'm really impressed with how it changed with the gold. We talked about color choices in our last episode, and I think I nailed it.
Yeah, so maybe this episode's topic inadvertently is dealing with when things don't work out.
Yeah.
Just reassessing, recenter yourself, try again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't let it destroy you, don't let it get you down.
Sometimes you just need to throw a project across your front porch.
Sometimes you need to yell at it every time you walk by it.
Yeah.
Like, you just have to
find
ways.
Trying.
But yeah, this is turning out really, I love these colors. They're so like classy Easter. Like Easter in New
very much me.
In the
this
Hamptons.
Is such a me color. I'm really excited.
So you say it's only it's smaller than I expected. You say there's only one more swoop-de-doo?
Oh, no. There's more after that. There's only one more swoop-de-doo, and then you start, he has a brioche section after that, and then after the brioche section, so brioche you do, I think, so I'm doing it differently because I can. I'm not doing the stitches differently, I'm just doing the colors. So I think you're supposed to do this color and this color together in the brioche, the green and the pink. I'm going to do the green with the gray. Or no, I'm going to do the pink with the gray.
Oh, okay, I was going to say that.
In the brioche. And then the green I'm going to pair with a white.
Ooh,
I have a white cream.
That'll be so pretty.
The reason I'm doing that is because I really like this gray, but it does not go well with this green. Like when you hold them together, you can kind of see. Like,
I think they go well, but they kind of merge and blend.
They're too close. They're
close.
not contrasting enough for a good brioche section.
I agree.
So
when you said you were doing the, I'm like, oh, I'm being corrected. So, yeah. The pink and the blue and the gray will look great, and then the green and the cream will look amazing.
Yes. So, there's one more swoop-de-doo, and I think it is the gray color. Yes. So then there's a gold border around it, and then you do brioche, and then there's a gold border, and then slip stitches, gold border, and then I think you end. I'm not sure what color you end. It's like a tipped border. We'll put a picture because my drawing is really.
It'll probably be your gold because I think it's.
Yes.
I think it's your end.
Yeah. So, really excited about this knit. It's going really well, especially now that I love my color choices.
Yep.
I guess I can talk about my needles. I never do, but I bought last year. Actually, I got for Christmas after a lot of encouragement to my father and my boyfriend. I got CHAOGO's interchangeable needle set, and I got the largest set. So it has, I think it goes like, I don't know what sizes it goes to actually, because I pretty much only use like 4 through 8. But I have a lot of sizes. I think it goes up to 15. And I really love them. The cable is amazing. I have knit with Knit Picks. I started on Knit Picks needles, and that cable has annoyed me so much. It kinks, it twists. I'm constantly having to like spin my needles around when I do when I've knit with Knit Picks. Whereas with CHAOGO, this cable is great. I don't ever have a kinkiness or weirdness with it. It's made of a really good material, and I love that the tips are pretty sharp on these, so they do make the work easier of getting in the stitches. I know some people have problems with it like splitting through their yarn, but I haven't had that problem so far. I've knit with fingering, bulky, worsted weight yarns, and I've knit with everything like fiber wise. I've knit with mohair, merino wool, alpaca, and even acrylic on these needles. So
just a dream.
I just haven't had a problem with them. I love them so much. So this is my little project. I printed the pattern so I can show you without showing you. Here's what I'm trying to show you with the swoop-de-doo edges. So yeah,
everything is a swoop-de-doo.
This will be gold on mine. This will end in gold.
Very pretty.
So forgot that I brought this, and I won't mess with that because that's a lot of crinkle. So I have another knitting project.
Yes.
This is,
You make me want to learn to knit, even though I don't need another hobby.
Really? You think I need another one? Like spinning? But wait, there's more than just spinning that's new. So this is my bag from the Frederick Fiber
I love
Fest.
this bag.
I love this bag too.
I'm so sad that my blanket no longer fits in this bag.
It is awesome. I use it. Oh, I have a dirty napkin in there. That was nice to show you guys. I had to take it from my dog the other day. She was carrying it around and we were out, so I just stuffed it in my bag. But
that's what project bags are for. They literally hold everything.
Having dogs is like having children. You're just constantly ripping things out of their mouth and
having
like
toddlers.
putting it in your mom purse.
It's like, what is that? No, mine now.
So this has made a lot of progress.
Oh my gosh, this has made tons of progress.
I think I'm at like 4 feet.
We were like here last time,
Yeah.
and you're like, I don't know, this is so hard to work on. It's so simple.
Well, that's why I'm this far.
I love
this
the
is my
feel of
TV
this.
knitting.
I love the feel of this.
It has a good texture. You know, I didn't talk about my yarn in the Stephen West shawl.
They'll all be linked below.
They will be, because there's a lot, and it's not all from the same place.
And we've talked about it before.
This scarf is for my boyfriend. He has wanted knitwear for a while, and I was on a period where I was just knitting literally for everybody else and not him. I was knitting all kinds of pumpkins and dishcloths for friends and family. That was pretty much last year, and now this year I've been on a totally selfish kick. And I made like 10 shawls for me and a sweater for me, so it's time I make him his requested scarf. This is showing up really good for the color. Mm-hmm. I'm really happy with it because
it's going to be a great heavy winter scarf. It is going to keep him warm. It is wonderful to feel.
It's 100% merino wool. The yarn is from Loop Fiber Studio. She does the mirror contrast yin yang yarns. So one thread, and I tried to show you guys this last time, but our lighting wasn't as good. So one thread is primarily blue with a little bit of black. And the other thread is primarily black with just a little bit of blue. Yeah. So it is really nice. The pattern is...
It is very masculine.
Do you want to...
He is going to be...
It's a nice masculine pattern. Yeah, I think...
He is going to be super...
He is really... He likes it. I mean, he's seen it and he's like touched it and he loves it. He's really excited to have it. I have another 3 feet to go. It looks long enough, but then when you fold it in half, you're like, no, that's not long enough.
Yeah, that's not going to be long enough to get around the neck and
tie
nicely.
I have at least another 3 feet to go. It might be 4. I have to kind of make him try wearing it and see, like, how far do we go? Because he is 6'4", I think. Yeah,
he's tall. He wanted a little longer.
So I planned on knitting this to at least 6 feet, but I might have to go a little further depending on how it drapes around him. Yeah. So we'll see. But
And he might not want it, that hangs all the way down this way either. He might be happy with the shorter one. You never know. It's all personal preference. I'm enjoying this knit. It's my TV knitting. This is it was hard to stop knitting on this now because it was so easy. It's been a while since I've had one that's this easy. Yeah, when you're just like, look at the progress I can make. Yes, because like I'll tell you, these crochet squares, these were not easy for me. These took a little concentration and counting, and crochet is not my strongest hobby. It's not your blind just sitting there. Yes, I still kind of have to look up so every pattern I've done is double crochet. I have to look up how to do a single crochet because everything's double, and I'm like, single crochet, what's that? How do I do that? Anyway, this is the knitting section. So this pattern is, and I'm going to let you say it because you're better. It is Piet by Cecilia Compocciaro. Yes. And we hope we're pronouncing that correctly. If we're not, we're very sorry. But yes. And in her pattern,
when you get it, she has several male and female models with this scarf, so that was really nice to see. To choose that it is a more masculine pattern for the boyfriend who does not want anything frilly or
lacy or covered in tassels.
Yes.
That's definitely a difficulty with knitwear is finding.
It is, and he almost thinks that cables are feminine, and I'm like, cables are not feminine.
Cables are not feminine.
He's like, that looks girly.
They're Norwegian.
Like, they're not feminine.
Yeah, that's a little of him, but also, like, other than, like, a lot of times if it's masculine, it's the bare bones basic. It is straight, square, and you're not getting anything special out of it. At least this has got, like, great texture. Yes. And you did pick excellent yarn. He picked excellent yarn.
This yarn we bought when we were in Rhinebeck.
Wonderful model to it.
We spent a lot of money there. This was last year, and he was really excited because we bought enough that we knew that we were making him a scarf and a hat. And he was really excited about these yarns. We probably spent the longest time in that booth trying to make decisions. It was also one of the booths that we weren't like being stampeded in. True. So that was nice. It was like, this is our relaxation. Because the Rhinebeck can be a little crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited. And I did get some more information. Lauren had asked last time about this, and I had said that's to make your bind off edge, and I reread the pattern, and that is exactly what her intent is so your cast on and bind off edge do match. I had kind of said that on a hunch of that was what the goal was, but it is absolutely the intention here is to make, sometimes your cast on edge can be a little tighter, and this way the two ends will actually match because you'll be doing the same technique.
Yeah, it can be completely reversible.
Won't be having a tight cast on with a loose bind off or anything like that. So it'll be very nice. And I'm enjoying it a lot more. Initially, I was kind of like, you knit this.
And now she's just like, it's potato chip knitting.
It is really nice. And I can't stop touching it. I really love this, like, you can see the bumpy texture. I'm loving that. So that is all the knitting that I have. I don't have any other. I've been tempted by like 5 projects lately, but I don't want to talk about any of them because I don't know what I'm actually going to start, and I just don't want to talk about a whole bunch of maybes.
Yeah, that's true.
So I have something that is, I mean, it's fiber. It's done with fiber.
What else you got?
Ready to talk about this?
Yes, I think this thing is so cool.
So, bam! Look at this, guys. Oh, look at those bats and the moon. Okay, so let me tell you about this. I'm working on cleaning out my craft stash, and I have a problem where I buy little things like this. You've already seen it a little on the podcast. I have the Oliver Pig kit and the Nuno felting kit. I like to try new things. I'm spinning. Spinning.
It's going to take up a whole room versus a small area of a closet.
Well, I actually have 4 of these because a friend of mine got them together, and hers are at my house. And I think I'm going to end up doing them all. But I have this one, and then I have another one. The board is probably like this, it's just like longer, and it just says boo. And then it has little, I think the things you could get like from supplies you could get from like Dollar Tree, maybe Michael's, Hobby Lobby. They're little pinchy clips that have spiders on them.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, and so there's going to be like there's a spider, or no, there's a little bat. There's a little pinchy bat that's supposed to be on here, but I didn't get him out. This board sheds a lot of glitter. You can see that this has glitter on it. I brought you glitter.
Oh, no.
So this is a string art kit that came from Morningstar Stables. It's they have a Facebook page. It's called the Ricker's Barn. They're sort of local-ish to us. They probably don't have this kit anymore because this kit is, I think it's from 2017. Ooh. It's just been in my closet forever. Yikes.
Hey, we're all cleaning out the craft stash.
Yes.
It happens.
Quarantine. This is what it does. This was a learning curve for me and also a lot of fun. What you do is you can use DMC floss. That's what I think it was, DMC floss that this came with. The moon definitely was, because it has that glow in the dark thread. The bats, I actually have two different flosses. You can tell that this one's darker. This is that cheap JP Coats thread because I ran out of thread on this bat. This was the black that they gave me, and then this also has, which you might be able to tell, a little silver thread in there. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if it's focusing on it, but there is a little silver in here, and it looks really awesome. It gives it a nice shine. So what you do, you can watch a tutorial of how to do this because it's going to be better than my description, but you tie a knot around your thread and you tie that around your nail, and then you just loop around each nail. And then you zigzag through, and the tips that I found were try to make a pattern. So I was going like from this, let's say from this nail. You can
see in your moon that it's like a sun pointed out pattern.
Yeah, just trying to zigzag, and then you zigzag this way, and when you come back, you're trying not to just overlay that line. You're trying to cover a new area. And then the tips also include, like, you want to make sure you get a strong border here, so that it has a good outline, which the moon has a lot better outline than like this bat. I think this bat, I only did...
That bat could honestly use a whole nother skein of floss, probably.
I know, but if I put another one on him, he'll be darker than this bat because it's like doubled. So I'm going to let him be as he is, and when I do the duplicate, I'm going to do both of them in this thread because I have more of this. I don't have more of this. But the kit did come with the board, the threads.
The nail pattern was already put in.
The nail pattern was already there, which was great because there's a lot of tutorials how to make these. If you get on YouTube, there's so many tutorials how to make these, but it seems like a lot more work than I can do. And
support a local business.
This is their business card on the back, which is that gonna focus?
No.
Maybe there.
We'll put it down below either way.
I'll link it below. But anyway, this is gonna go in my crafty room. Probably gonna be something that I put up and take down though, not up all the time.
Halloween-y.
Halloween. It was fun. I have 3 more to do.
So you have 2 boos and 2 bats?
I have 2 boos and 2 bats. And the friend I got them with, she is just kind of like, do them. So I'm gonna just get them done and give the finished ones to her, and then she can hang those up in her house, and I will have mine to hang up in our house.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's the extent of my... Oh, I have haul. Small haul. This is one thing. This is my new bag.
This is so cute.
This is a cute bag. Look at this, guys.
That is beautiful.
It is so cute. I love the butterfly. This is from, you can see the tag right here, Wuthering Sheep. Super cute. And the interior fabric is nice. And the interior, let's talk about that. Because you can see there's a hole here and a hole here. That is for yarn balls. This is made for yarn balls. And she has like yarn maintenance built in. This is a little claspy do. It's magnetic. And you just thread your thread through. So it's not like, I have a bag that has zippers. And zippers are a pain in the butt because if your yarn ever kinks, you're just dealt with like, or not zippers, eye hooks. Eye holes, what are those called? And you're just kind of dealt with like to unwinding somehow, maybe cutting your yarn even. Whereas this is doop, just doop. And there's a place. I don't think I have anything in there, but there's a little zipper pouch.
For if you need to put some needles or some
right in the middle.
Accessories, some buttons.
So this is great if you're working on a 2-color project, or like let's say you're working on something where you need to do like alternating skeins. 2 balls right in here. How nice is that? Ball maintenance.
Maintain your balls.
Is that our tagline now?
It's becoming a motto.
I mean, I've said it so many times. So this is from Wuthering Sheep. She has a actually has a traveling yarn truck.
This is the one with the yarn bust?
No,
not the yarn bust that you were telling me
This is
about?
not the yarn bust. She only makes bags. She doesn't do yarn. But she had a truck or a bus that she traveled around in and sold her bags from. But I follow her on Instagram, and her most recent tragic saga is Bertha, her embroidery machine, died. And she has to travel on like a ridiculous road trip where she got a flat tire to get her new embroidery machine, which is named Sophia. And then she has a picture of Sophia with the Sophia character, Bubblehead character of Sophia from the Golden Girls. And I love this shop. I have wanted one of her bags forever.
They're very nice, and like the quality of the bag is just like you feel the sturdiness. Like this sucker is gonna be.
I got a few for gifts. She wasn't. I don't remember if there was a sale at the time that I purchased this. Because these came right at the end of last podcast, and I just didn't bring them with me. I got 2 as gifts that I left at home. That one was for me. And she has a really cute theme that she's doing, the roly-poly birds. So it's a big fat little bird that's on your bag. So there's like robin, hummingbirds, all kinds of weird little, or I think it's roly-poly animals at this point, because I think there's a shark. But anyway, it's a little fat creature. And it's like a perfect blobby circle. And then it's just like the little like flamingo head coming out of it. It's really cute. And she has all kinds of different themes. There's fall, there's like the cutesy little like coffee latte sort of theme. There's even a few like states and stuff. She covers like all of the bases for these.
So
and her
can find something
quality is so nice. I love this. So if I'm like on the go and doing something small, there's room in here for 2 balls, all of my notions, and the project's sitting right on top. And that's nice because I can just grab the project out and not have to worry about untangling balls. Because that happens in some of my other bags. So that's my haul. That's all I've got. I will have a lot next time, I think, because I had a little bit of a shopping accident. I subscribed for a magazine.
I feel like we covered a lot. I feel like we thought, we don't really have that much this time, but we actually had a lot we've been crafting an awful lot lately. It has been, the summer usually gets really busy, but Rona is keeping me indoors, and I'm not necessarily sad about it, so.
I am not sad about it. I've been enjoying, like, the end of the day, I go to my corner, and it's my corner, and it's my time, and I tell Jason, like, what are your plans for this evening? I want to get whatever you have planned out of the way, so I have my corner.
Yeah, that's basically
so, like,
it.
if he wants to do whatever,
I'm going to sit my butt down here.
Yeah. I have been trying to get us to go on more walks, though, so that walks are taking away from some of my stuff, but
not like a walk. A walk versus every evening running, visiting family, going to events, every weekend gone. I do miss festivals.
I do miss festivals, and I do miss just like weekend trips where you just go. We're hours away from like everything. So we're used to having to travel an hour or 2 to get to stuff we want. Right before the Rona, I had actually traveled 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours to go to a grocery store.
To go to Trader
Joe's.
Go
to Trader Joe's, okay? We like a few of the things that you can only get at Trader Joe's. Cookie butter, I'm talking to you. And I totally traveled 2.5 hours to go there. Now, we spent like $200 on groceries, and we still currently have stuff from Trader Joe's because I rationed it and like stretched it out so I could enjoy a little bit.
We need to pick some weekend trips to go on. Things are opening up carefully.
I want to go.
We want to go to some shops. We want to go see some things.
I want to go to a yarn store. There's one in Bedford that I'd like to visit. There's a couple in Pennsylvania. I would like to go to the ones in Pittsburgh, but I don't know about going to Pittsburgh right now.
It's hard. It's hard, and you're trying to be careful.
Bedford isn't as scary as Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Bedford is definitely not as scary as Pittsburgh. But,
so,
yeah,
that's my knitting, crochet, cross stitch.
Yeah, all our
string
fun
art,
projects,
whatever
stuff we're getting into, and we hope you guys enjoy this. And we hope to
I really hope
see
you
more
guys
comments
enjoy it. And if any of you have spinning tips, please share them. I'm reading everything I can get my little fingers on. I'm listening to lots of people talk on YouTube about their spinning and learning stuff, and yeah, it's been a joy.
Yeah. So thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us for. Well, we can't make anything under an hour. Just can't do it.
We really thought every time it's like, yeah, be short.
Thank you to all the people that have subscribed and commented and been so supportive and wonderful.
Yes.
We hope you continue to hang out with us. I know it's not, it's just crafty podcasting, but if that's what you're into, like, we are so happy to have you, and going forward, we're going to continue to do this.
Yeah.
So.
And if you guys have any questions or anything, ask us.
Or suggestions, things we could do to improve.
Yeah.
We'd totally love to hear anything you have for us.
Yes. Yeah. We're working on equipment, just so you guys know. We know that our video quality isn't the best it could be. So we are looking into options because we do feel confident we're going to keep going with this.
If other podcasters, Flosstubers, whatever, watch this and they have suggestions on what they use, I'd love to hear it.
Yes, appreciate it.
Getting more people to tell us, because you can look at as many articles as you want, but hearing from people that actually do it is
hearing what people are
helpful.
using is nice.
So, but yeah, that's our stitchy journey these past 2 weeks, and we'll be back in 2 more weeks and do it all again.
Yes.
So
I have some exciting things coming up. I'm excited. So, we'll see you later, guys. Bye.